My name is Emily Carter, and I never imagined the worst betrayal of my life would come from inside my own family. I was never rich. I worked long hours, skipped vacations, and said no to things I wanted all so I could save. Every dollar in my account came from overtime shifts, late nights, and years of discipline. That money wasn't just savings. It was my escape plan, my security, my future. I trusted my brother more than anyone. He always said, "You don't need to worry. I'll always have your back." And I believed him blindly. Because of family pressure, my savings account was set up with shared access. Everyone said it was safer that way. He's family, they told me. So I agreed. That decision destroyed everything. One morning, I woke up to a bank notification on my phone. Balance alert, $0. I stared at the screen, half asleep, thinking it had to be a mistake. Then another alert came. And another. My heart dropped into my stomach. I opened the banking app with shaking hands. Every dollar was gone. Years of savings, wiped out overnight. I called my brother immediately. Straight to voicemail. I texted him. No reply. By the time I got home that evening, his room was empty. No clothes. No laptop. No note. Just silence. My mother tried to calm me down. Maybe something urgent came up, she said. But I knew. Deep down, I knew. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my bed replaying every conversation, every moment I ignored the red flags. I felt stupid and shattered. 2 days passed. No calls. No messages. Nothing. Then, on the third night, my phone rang at 2:14 a.m. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something in my chest told me to answer. The moment I did, someone started screaming. "Emily, you have to help me." I recognized the voice instantly. It was him. He was breathing fast, panicking, almost crying. "You don't understand," he said. "Everything went wrong. Those people are after me. I shouldn't have taken the money. I swear I didn't know." My hands went numb. Before I could say a word, he shouted, "Please don't hang up. I don't have anyone else." Then the line went dead. I sat there in the dark, my phone still pressed to my ear, my heart pounding. The man who stole my entire future was now begging me for help. And whatever trouble he was in, I knew it was about to pull me in too, the call I should have never answered. I didn't sleep after that call. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard his voice, shaking, desperate, afraid. The same brother who emptied my savings now sounded like a man running for his life. By morning, fear turned into anger. I replayed his words again and again. "Those people are after me. I shouldn't have taken the money." Taken it from who? I went straight to the bank. The manager confirmed what I already knew. The withdrawals were made in cash, across multiple locations, fast and intentional. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. And it was legal. Because his name was on the account. I walked out feeling sick. That afternoon, I got another call. Same unknown number. This time, I was ready. "Emily," he whispered, like someone was listening. "I can't talk long. Where are you?" I asked coldly. "I messed up," he said. "I borrowed money from people I shouldn't have. They wanted it back fast." I panicked. My hands clenched. "So you stole from me." "I was going to pay you back," he snapped. "I just needed time." Time. The thing he stole along with my future. Then his voice cracked. "They found me last night. I barely got away." A chill ran down my spine. "Who found you?" There was a pause. "Too long." "Emily, if they call you, don't answer." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean if they call me?" Before he could respond, I heard shouting in the background. Heavy footsteps. Someone yelling his name, not kindly. "Listen to me," he said fast. "If anything happens to me, there's a storage unit. Locker 317. Everything is there. Proof. Money. Names." "Proof of what?" I demanded. But he was already running. The call ended with a loud crash. I sat frozen. Storage unit. Proof. Names. That night, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I drove to the address. He texted me minutes later, a rundown storage facility on the edge of town. The kind of place people go when they don't want to be seen. Locker 317. My hands were shaking as I opened it. Inside was a duffel bag, cash, fake IDs, burner phones, and a notebook filled with names, numbers, and my brother's handwriting. That's when I realized something terrifying. My brother didn't just steal my money. He used it to escape something far bigger. And now, I was standing right in the middle of it. Outside, headlights suddenly flashed. Someone had pulled into the lot. Slowly. And they weren't alone. The truth hidden in locker 317. The headlights stayed on. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but my legs felt locked in place. The storage unit door was still open behind me, exposing everything inside. Cash. Fake IDs. Secrets that could get someone killed. The car door opened. Then another. Footsteps crunched slowly on the gravel. I stepped back into the locker and pulled the door down just enough to leave a thin crack. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure they could hear it. A man's voice broke the silence. He was here. Another voice replied, calm and cold. She'll lead us to him. My blood ran cold. They weren't just looking for my brother. They were looking for me. I waited until their footsteps moved away, then slipped out the back exit, drove home using side streets, and didn't stop shaking until I locked my door behind me. That night, I opened the notebook. Page after page listed transactions, coded messages, and names, some crossed out, some circled in red. One name appeared over and over again. E. Carter. Me. I felt sick. That's when I understood the truth. My brother hadn't just taken my money to run. He'd used my identity. The fake IDs in the bag. They were mine. Different states. Different names. My credit. My signature. I checked my email. Loan approvals. Wire transfers. Accounts I'd never opened. Millions of dollars moving through a digital trail that led straight to me. At 3:37 a.m., my phone rang again. This time, the number wasn't unknown. It was my brother. Emily, he said quietly. No panic this time. Just exhaustion. They know about you now. You used me, I said, my voice shaking with rage. You turned me into your shield. I didn't have a choice, he replied. They don't forgive mistakes. Who are they? I demanded. A long silence. Then he said the words that changed everything. People who make problems disappear. My chest tightened. I left something in that locker for you, he continued. Not just proof, leverage. Leverage against who? Everyone. Before I could ask more, he added. If I don't call you again, trust no one. Not even the police. The call ended. 10 minutes later, my apartment lights flickered. Then went out. My phone buzzed. Unknown message. We need to talk, Emily. I looked through the peephole. 2 men stood outside my door. One of them smiled. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. My brother wasn't running anymore. He was hiding. And I was the one they planned to use to find him. When fear knocked on my door, I didn't open the door. My heart was racing, but my mind was suddenly clear. Emily, one of the men said calmly, knocking again. We just want to talk. I stayed silent. My phone vibrated in my hand. Unknown message. If you don't open the door, this gets complicated. I stepped back from the door and whispered, you're already too late. I moved fast. Grabbed my laptop, the notebook from the storage unit, and the burner phone. I slipped out through the fire escape and disappeared into the night. By the time they realized I was gone, I was already 3 blocks away. I drove until sunrise. I checked into a cheap motel under a fake name, one of the IDs my brother had left behind. For the first time, I used the tools meant to destroy me, to protect myself. Inside that motel room, I finally read the last pages of the notebook. That's when everything clicked. This wasn't just about debt. My brother had been laundering money through shell accounts, offshore transfers, fake charities. And the people hunting him? They weren't criminals. They were cleaners. The kind hired by powerful people when secrets threatened to surface. And now, thanks to the paper trail, I wasn't just a witness. I was a liability. The burner phone rang. It was him. They came to your place, he said. I know, I replied. I was there. A pause. You're smarter than I thought, he said quietly. You made me this way, I snapped. You dragged me into your mess. I gave you something they can't take back, he replied. Choice. Choice. I laughed bitterly. You stole my life. And now you can take theirs, he said. I froze. Everything you need is in that notebook, he continued. Names. Dates. Transfers. People who pretend to be untouchable. My hands tightened around the phone. You want revenge, he said. They want silence. And you want your life back. The line went dead. An hour later, I got an email. Encrypted. No sender. Inside was a single sentence. We can make this problem disappear, including you. That's when I understood. Running wasn't enough. Hiding wasn't enough. The only way out was forward. I opened my laptop, backed up every file, and scheduled emails to multiple news outlets, financial watchdogs, and one federal agency whose name kept appearing in the notebook. I didn't send them. Not yet. I smiled for the first time in days. Because leverage changes everything. And now, I had all of it. The day they realized I wasn't the victim. I waited 48 hours. Long enough for fear to settle. Long enough for them to believe I was still running. Then I made my move. I sent the files. Not to everyone, just enough. A financial crimes journalist in New York. A federal investigator whose name kept appearing in the notebook. And one quiet email to the people watching me. If anything happens to me, everything goes public. Within hours, the pressure shifted. My phone rang, not a burner this time. A real number. Ms. Carter, a calm voice said. We'd like to talk. I chose the location. A public cafe. Cameras everywhere. Witnesses all around. They arrived in suits. No threats. No smiles. You have information that doesn't belong to you, one of them said. I sipped my coffee. You used my identity, I replied. You stole my money. And you tried to scare me into silence. Silence. You want the files? I continued. Here's the deal. My name is cleared. My accounts are restored. And my brother disappears from your problem list permanently. One man leaned forward. You're negotiating from a dangerous position. I smiled. No, I said. I'm negotiating from a documented one. 3 days later, every fraudulent account tied to my name was closed. My credit was restored. And my savings, every dollar, returned. Officially, my brother vanished. No charges. No body. No record. A week later, I received a final message from an unknown number. You chose survival. That was wise. I blocked it. Months passed. The story broke quietly. Not headlines, just enough exposure to end careers, freeze accounts, and destroy reputations. As for me, I changed cities. Changed routines. Not my name. I no longer needed to hide. Because fear only works on people who think they're powerless. My brother once stole my future. But in trying to save himself, he taught me exactly how to take it back, what he left behind. I thought it was over. My accounts were clean. My name was cleared. And the people who once hunted me had gone quiet. For the first time in months, my life felt normal. Until the envelope arrived. No return address. No stamp. Just my name, handwritten. Inside was a flash drive. And a short note. You were never supposed to survive this. M. My hands went cold. I waited hours before plugging the drive into a laptop I kept offline. What I found changed everything. It wasn't evidence. It was a confession. Video after video, my brother speaking directly to the camera. Calm. Focused. Almost relieved. They think I ran, he said in one clip. They think I'm hiding. He looked straight into the lens. I'm not. I watched frozen as he explained the truth. He hadn't stolen my money just to escape. He had planned to disappear before the mess started. The debt. The cleaners. The fake identities. All of it was part of a larger setup. I needed a reason for them to chase, he said. And a reason for her to fight back. My stomach twisted. He had known exactly what would happen to me. The fear. The pressure. The transformation. She was always stronger than me, he continued. She just didn't know it yet. The final video was recorded days after he vanished. If you're watching this, Emily, it worked, he said softly. They stopped looking for me the moment you became the threat. Then he smiled, not cruelly, but sadly. I'm free now. The screen went black. At the bottom of the folder was one last file. A bank transfer receipt. An account in my name, untouched. More money than he ever stole. I closed the laptop and sat in silence. My brother had destroyed my old life to force me to build a stronger one. I didn't forgive him. I didn't hate him either. Somewhere out there, he was alive, finally invisible. And me? I wasn't hiding anymore. I started over on my own terms. Stronger. Smarter. Untouchable. Because the truth was simple. He didn't just vanish. He passed the fire to me.